back, everybody, to the Internet Dad Show. I'm JJ, that's Deacon, and I officially opt out of World War III. I'm not involved. I'm just opting out.
Me too. Me too. Over here.
Don't include me. Thank you. I'm not involved. Russia is not my enemy. They're not my buddy. They're not my enemy. Ukraine's not my friend. They're not my enemy. They keep stealing from me. They're kind of like if Ukraine was a friend of yours that kept you know what Ukraine is? Ukraine is the dude in high school that kept bumming cigarettes. He just kept doing it constantly.
There was a guy in my high school that every day, he was a stoner. He was a nice guy, but he was a stoner. And he'd go around every day to different people and be like, man, I forgot my lunch money. Can I borrow $1? And they'd be like, yeah, because he's a nice guy. He'd get $1. At the end of the day, every day, he'd be like, dude, I got like $25 today. That's Ukraine right there. Good morning, sir. What's up?
Went to high school to learn to be a professional panhandler.
It worked.
Good morning, folks. Okay, so I didn't really know what to do the story about the show about today, and then
picture. What's the picture?
Oh yeah, it's a hypersonic ballistic missile, according to XAI. I'm pretty sure it doesn't look anything like that. So, yeah. Anyway,
a nice city in the background. AI is getting pretty good. I was reading an AI argument with an artist and a guy today on X this morning. I don't know why I was reading it, but that artist was mad and he was very close-minded.
Who is this artist?
Oh, I don't know, some random guy.
Deacon, how is it that 3 minutes before the show you can be like, hey JJ, draw me a picture of me riding a dragon? I'm like, that doesn't help us get this show going.
Yes, it does. Do you not know the Joe Rogan story?
No, I don't know what's going on.
You don't know the Joe Rogan story? That's why I wanted you to draw me a picture on me riding a dragon. Here, let me show you the picture.
Oh my God. I had no idea. No, I do know what you're talking about, because the mainstream media is full of retards, straight up retards that are journalists. Go ahead. Show us. Let me make you a moderator. Fucking stupid ass people.
I don't know. Okay, so I'm a little. I don't know who you're stupid on first. I don't know if you're stupid on Joe Rogan or The View. So let me just wait and let's play you this clip from The View. And this is like 2 minutes long. I really don't want to devote 2 minutes of my life to The View.
Yeah, no.
But
people want us divided, and they aren't just here in this country. They're foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media because it is prudent for us to stay that way. But so when you see something that really pisses you off, you should triple check that one.
Yeah. But I think that's why people like our show, because they know that we are checked by ABC News. But
checked by everybody.
Yeah. I mean, if we're wrong, we have, the legal note here.
The human legal.
But we went from Walter Cronkite basically to this guy Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. I checked it. He believes in dragons. He believes in dragons.
Did you triple source that?
Yes, I did. And he also thinks that dragons, like dinosaur type of animals, roamed the earth when people did. So this is the type of really, really bad information that's going out there.
So let me just fact check Joy Butthole there. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I get that wrong every time. But anyway, the word dinosaur was invented in 1840, 1860, somewhere around the middle 1800s. Okay. There are stories and legends of what we call now with the word dragon in cultures all over the world. All right. There's number one, or two. All right. Number three. I have
something to show you when you're done here. Go.
Okay. I just want you to keep this into mind, that the word dinosaur was created in the 1800s. All right. Before that, people didn't say, "Oh, that's a dinosaur." Okay. There are legends of these creatures all over the world. We know that there was these giant lizards that existed. So why not? And there's drawings that we have found of
Are we talking like
and these
Up the
creatures
Magic
living
Dragon?
together?
No.
No. The
Exactly.
Bible, read the first page of the Bible, and it talks about leviathans and behemoths. What are those? What are those?
I don't know. I don't think that's in the first page of the Bible, but
It's in Genesis.
Yeah. There's a reference to the.
So what are those? What does that word behemoth and leviathan mean? Is it a word that they used back then that we call a dinosaur for the past 150 years? So I just wanted to point this out. Joy does not know. She is regurgitating what she said she's fact checked.
No, what she's trying to do is she's trying to discredit Joe Rogan, who is a strong influence on the manosphere, which is just men listen, retards. Men listen to podcasts. That's what men do. That is how this election changed, because men listen to podcasts, and people that are not crazy go on podcasts and talk for hours at a time about whatever. Can we not look at that's Bruce Lee? And and that is how public opinion shifted, especially on certain issues, because Joe Rogan is first of all, he's not a radical right person. He's a 1990s liberal, normal liberal person. And yeah, he shifted the public consciousness away from crazy leftist stuff by just talking about like normal shit. So what Joy Behar is trying to do is, honestly, it's kind of sad, because her show is targeted only at like women and probably like middle-class white women, and it's going to have no effect. You can attack Joe Rogan all you want. Guys are still going to be like, Joe Rogan's awesome. He's funny. He kicks the shit out of a bag. He's awesome on UFC. There's nothing she's going to do here. And Miss Behar, dragons are real.
And Joe Rogan's, I don't want to say all men or all women, but men mainly would be more interested in, hey, listen to this theory about dragons and dinosaurs and blah, blah, blah. Men would just be more, I'm not saying all, once again, but women don't give a crap about stuff like that. They don't give a crap about, maybe they do about the Real Housewives of New York City or whatnot, you know?
Well, women exert power and influence over each other by talking shit about each other. That's what women do. Sorry, that's how it happens. Men really exert influence.
It really, you're exactly right. And not that, once again, not all women, but the majority of women, that's how they interact socially with each other, is through like
men exert power on each other by conflict, confrontation, and fighting, either verbally or physically. And then somebody wins, and then men are like, "Oh, he won, or I won, or whatever." Now
I'm done.
Oh, geez, I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to go back and hit the sack a little harder and try again, and maybe level up my game a little bit. That's the way men go. So imagine 1,000 years ago, like you're a guy out in the wilderness somewhere, and you saw a big lizard, and you're like, "God, that's a big lizard. Thankfully, it didn't bite me." You go back to your clan or your people, whatever your tribe, and you're like, "I saw this giant lizard out there." Maybe it was like 3 feet long. Oh, I saw this giant lizard out there. And then
hold on, and then you're like, lizard.
Komodo dragon is a giant lizard, and you're like, "Oh, it's just a lizard. It's just okay." Well, Deke, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm sure you have, because we watch awesome stuff here every single day on rumble.com/internet dads. But if you haven't seen this, check this out. Komodo dragon. That's a Komodo dragon.
I don't want to see this.
You better close your eyes.
Don't show this.
You better close your eyes. Don't look. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. What? So, yeah, dragons are real.
I don't want to see this. Why did you show this? I don't like this. That's not cool.
Behar is wrong. Dragons are real, and that's a dragon just ate a goat. So that goat was already eaten. It's okay.
I don't want to see it.
I know you don't want to see it, but somebody out there needs to know that dragons are real, and there's evidence on tape.
I know you're making fun, but seriously, if for people that would think that this is stupid, I just challenge you to just look up history. Just look up all this different stuff. I'm always been interested in history and archaeology. If there's a show where these people have been digging at this archaeology and it's an hour-long documentary, I've probably watched it. I'm interested in all this stuff and putting these little pieces together.
Yeah.
So why is it so off the wall to think that they had different words for different creatures?
Right.
And I even like the T-Rex theory that's been out for a couple of years, that it didn't have little arms, that we put those on wrong, that those were supposed to go on its back, and they weren't little arms. They were the things like chickens have that hold the wings. And maybe the T-Rex had giant wings. And of course, those leathery things are not going to be bones. You don't see the chicken wings. When you see chicken bones, you see these little bitty things. And if you turn those around on a chicken, it would look like the chicken had little T-Rex arms. So why is it so hard to believe that maybe we made a mistake and put them on wrong, and those are actually things that carried wings, and T-Rexes were the freaking dragons?
All right. I mean, it's possible.
It's possible.
I don't know, man. I don't know anything about dinosaurs, really. I mean,
I
not only
do.
from what I knew when I was a kid. Okay. I would love to see Tyrannosaurus with, you know what? We'll get to that in just a
I
second.
think
Maybe we'll
it's
see what
just,
it looks
I'm
like.
not saying
So,
it's, I'm not
I just
saying
wanna
that's
say-
what it is. I'm saying, is that out of the realm to consider that possibility that,
No, I mean,
that
like,
we made a
there's some
mistake
things you rule
150
out.
years ago?
Yeah. So before the show starts, like literally 3 minutes, while I'm still trying to come up with like some sort of a thing, Deacon's like, hey, I wish you would get AI to draw me riding a dragon. So I'm going to take you guys on a journey. Draw a skinny bald man with glasses, mid-40s, riding a giant fat blue-haired woman with glasses. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. There you go. There's your first riding a dragon.
I didn't see that one. The dragon
No, I
has
didn't show you
glasses.
all of them.
The dragon has glasses.
Yeah, I didn't show you all of them.
I don't want to see
here
all of
is-
them. You can show them to me later. Thank
Oh,
you.
oops. That.
Fucking
he
Christ.
took
All
it
right, so
down.
I'm glad that Do Good is here today, because I'm just going to skip and change and go to a different story. Yeah, Do Good says, I think chickens are related to dinosaurs too. Do Good, I've got a story for you, buddy. This just came up from our buddy Dave. And Dave's not with us. He'll be with us on Monday. But here, let me throw it up here. 2 undersea internet cables connecting Finland and Sweden to Europe have been cut. So my question to Do Good is your internet been acting wonky? Because a fiber optic internet cables connecting Finland to Germany and another between Lithuania and Sweden, both running under the Baltic Sea, were cut within 24 hours of one another. Accidental damage on undersea cables happens, but these are rare. So near simultaneous disruption of 2 cables around 65 miles apart is a sign of sabotage, says German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius. Is that really his name? Boris Pistorius? That's an awesome name. So you're right, JJ, which you said at the beginning of the show. World War III may be going on. It may be starting. You muted yourself.
This is called preparing the battlefield. This is called disrupting communications among your adversaries. And they made it look like an accident with a Chinese fishing boat or whatever in NATO waters. Oops, we accidentally dragged a boat anchor and cut a line. And then 65 miles later, we did it again.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. That was not an accident. We're not stupid. Some of us are stupid, but in this particular case, we're not going to believe that. So yeah, no, this is an act of sabotage in order to give Russia an advantage when the war starts.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but yeah, postulating or a positioning and
people
get everything ready.
Do you think I'm joking around or whatever when I say, oh, we're approaching World War III? I mean,
no,
because I'm not. We are in actual danger of pushing shit too far, and then a missile lands. A missile's not going to land in the United States. We're going to shoot it down. But
No,
you know what?
I
Missile
don't.
might
I don't
land?
think a missile would land in the United States, but we've let in 100 freaking million, 200 million people, or however many million, 20 million people, and it's very, very possibility that a something will blow up in the United States. I don't think a missile will get into the United States.
Right.
I know
Right.
too many people in the
Look,
military that work and stuff that it's always been like, don't worry about that.
we've
That's all I
already
was like,
seen
don't worry.
if they disrupt our energy supply, like we can't get groceries to our grocery stores and we panic over
Right.
toilet paper. You don't need to drop bombs in the US to mess up our day, mess up our country. And now that doesn't mean that missiles won't land somewhere. The United States has got facilities all over the world. And I'm not talking biolabs in Ukraine, although we got those too. We just opened a new base in Poland. Did you know that? I had no
I
idea
saw
that we
something
just
about
opened a
that.
new
Isn't
base
Russia
in
kind of pissed
Poland.
about that?
Yeah. Yeah. Poland is next to Russia. And we were like, oh, we're just going to open a new NATO base there. Oh, okay. That's like Russia put a base in Mexico or Canada, you know? And that's like, oh, that's our zip code, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, at
Putin
Niagara
is-
Falls,
right?
Canada side. Yeah.
Or Cuba. I think I'm about to sneeze.
Purple cow, purple cow, purple cow. Oh, it didn't work.
Putin accuses West of making Ukraine war global. Claims Dnipro attack is the unveiling of a new ballistic missile. It may not have been an ICBM, which is an intercontinental ballistic missile, but it may have in fact been a test firing of a new ballistic missile. And it appears to have been like a MIRV, like a multiple entry, multiple.
Yeah, I saw the
re-entry
video
vehicle.
of it. Did you see the video? Do you have that?
I think it's in this story down here.
Okay.
Putin claims the ballistic missile strike on Thursday was the debut of a new unstoppable weapon. He blamed the West for turning his invasion of the Ukraine into a global war. Ukraine reported was claimed to be an ICBM strike on the city of Dnipro on Thursday morning, prompting a flurry of global concern that it could be the first true use of ICBM in history. We've never deployed, nobody has ever actually launched an ICBM at anyone else ever. And we have what appears to be an ICBM, but it may have been something new. Russia's President Putin has given his own version of events, saying the strike was not an ICBM, weapons which travel into space before plunging back into Earth, but rather a never-before-seen nuclear-capable intermediate-range ballistic missile. Putin identified it as Urashnik, which means hazel, I guess, which he claimed is totally impervious to Western countermeasures in a televised speech on Thursday. So here is, I think, and this is the video of the attack. Now, attacks don't happen in the daytime where you can see stuff. Attacks happen at night when you can't. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 groups of detonation of missiles landing. So an ICBM, a multiple reentry vehicle, will launch and then it will split into like multiple bombs, and then those will hit. And what we just saw here, this on that 6th, that you can see it really well. Let me see where it goes. Was it here? Right there. You can see it's multiple detonations in like 6 different spots. So there were 6 different salvos of multiple warheads. Now, none of those were nuclear. Those were all non-nuclear, but they can put nuclear bombs in those warheads. So that was 6 salvos of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe 30 warheads. Yeah, not good. So,
has there been any reports come out of that city?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I could actually check. Let me check my OS Intel.
Yeah, you got that website that you go to.
Mm-hmm. I got. Let me see. Here in boop boop. Let me share this. I don't know what I'm gonna find here. You know what? I shouldn't do that because sometimes I see dead bodies. Let me just go look first. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any additional information about it at the moment. And the attack was yesterday. Now, hopefully, this is just, as I've said before, I hope that this is just a negotiation tactic. You know, you build some leverage so that you have some stuff so Russia is escalating things so that they have room to back down and still keep a bunch of what they want. And yeah, it's probably hopefully I pray to God it's just a negotiation tactic, because the alternative is we're about to be in the kind of conflict that you is not Call of Duty. You don't want to see this stuff, folks.
I'm just hoping that that Trump and his folks have already talked, but Putin is not some guy that backs down. He's not one of these guys. If Putin says, if you do that again, I'm going to punch you, and you do it again, he's going to punch you. That's the type of person he is. He's not one of these people that's like, if you do that again, I'm going to punch you. I'm one more time. I'm giving you one more time. He's not one of those people. He says it, he's going to do it. And that's what is very concerning, is that he said this,
right?
Yo, if a non-nuclear country attacks and is backed by a nuclear country, I'm going to take that as the nuclear country attacked me. And I live in the nuclear country, and I don't want this crap. None of us do, except these crazy brain-dead Biden-Harris voting zombies.
Yeah, and the deep state that's laundering cash through Ukraine.
Yeah, and that.
And that is, I mean, like, nothing about Ukraine is freedom for the Ukrainians. Do you think that the United States of America government cares about farmers in Ukraine? Because I don't believe that. I think that they have got money going into Ukraine and a bunch of kickbacks coming back, or weapons sales going into Ukraine and contractors in the U.S. getting huge paydays. This is about money laundering. We are at war so that rich people can get way richer. And make no mistake, we're at war. The president of the United States has violated the Constitution and is supporting this war invasion without ever declaring war. American weapon systems are being deployed in Ukraine against Russia. I think that's war. And I think that he has constitutionally no right to do that. However, we have 50 years of precedent that says that the Congress is spineless and won't stop the president. All right, let's talk about something else here. Deke, I got good news for you.
Yeah, I need some good news.
I've got some. Come on.
I need some good news.
I got some good news.
Okay.
Do you like saving money?
If I had money, I would like to save it.
Right. Of course you do. You don't like.
I'm freezing in here this morning, and my neck's cold, and my bald head's cold, but the damn hood's driving me nuts. So I'm sorry. I gotta pull this up over my neck.
I'm like, Deke, warm up. Look at me. I'm actually holding my jacket closed. I'm also cold.
Didn't see me.
Deacon, I'm going to save you some money.
Okay.
Well, not me. I'm not saving you some money.
Right.
Someone's going to save you some money, and I want you to be grateful about it and really think about it.
Okay.
The next time that you go to New York, hold on. The next time you go to New York, it will only cost $9 to drive through Midtown Manhattan. So next time you go to Manhattan, it's only going to cost $9 to drive through that. And that's a savings. That's a savings of $6 because Governor Kathy Hochul wanted to charge $15 to just drive through. So instead of $15, she's only charging you $9. That saves you $6 per drive through downtown. All right.
Do you know how much it cost me, minus gas, to drive to work this morning? Through two towns?
No.
Nothing. Absolutely zero.
No. Zero?
Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy?
But how's the governor going to get money if they're not charging you to drive to work?
They do that through like child support and all kinds of stuff. I mean, we can go into that if you want to. We can go into that.
All right. Governor Kathy Hochul announced this week that New Yorkers would face a $9 congestion charge for driving through Manhattan's congestion relief zone. Hochul, how do you say Hochul?
Who cares? Yeah.
Originally canned the program as the presidential election boomed. Oh, you New Yorkers are so stupid. In approach to the election, Hochul was like, no, we're not doing this. And then after the Democrats won again, she was like, bring it back. Let's go. Get that thing up here again.
Hey, I'd just like to add, any of you New Yorkers that are paying outrageous prices on renting and outrageous prices for just driving through your city, come to Kentucky. What you pay for in rent will get you a very luxurious house and acreage here in Kentucky. And contact me in the DMs and I'll put you in touch with an excellent realtor.
I had so I guess you saw those comments from Dugood. Dugood was talking about our instigating a war with his neighbor. Isn't Germany like next to Russia? I think Germany's next to Russia.
They're over there close.
Yeah, they're real close. I think they're next door neighbors.
I have to look at Europe as like the United States. When I look at Europe in my brain, it's like I look at the United States and I'm like, Idaho, Oregon, Utah. And I have to do that in my brain for Europe, but I'm not as good. I look at Europe as like a bunch of states because that's all they are, is just little states.
Yeah.
Like us. We're called states, their country. Yeah, it's different. So
they've done that, except not as well. So,
they're not all
they're not
under
actually
one umbrella.
No, they're not actually one country.
Actually, they are. And that's the whole problem with this war, is that the umbrella is trying to cover up parts that don't want to be covered up. I think it's if you want to say that.
I mean, like, you know what? It's not my business to tell Europe how to be European, but like, you guys, the United States of America is 50 states united as one American identity. We are 50 little states and we are Americans. You guys kind of tried to do that with Europe and European countries, except that you're all independent sovereign countries, except where you kind of give that up to the EU, but you don't really have control of the EU. So I don't know what you're doing.
Have control of our government either.
You'd say that, but we've won.
We've been brainwashed for 250 years to thinking that we have.
Okay. All right. He's going to talk about America being a corporation again. We're moving on.
We're a business. I promise.
All right, Deke. I want to balance that good news with a little bit of different kind of news. Do you remember how?
I'm sorry. My ADHD brain's going off, and I'm like, it just said, I can't believe JJ showed that damn picture.
Don't worry. Nobody ever sees anything here. All right. Jeez. Wouldn't it be funny though? It would be funny. Hey, have a sense of humor. You'll be okay. If you're out there, you'll be all right. You'll live. Deacon, a couple years ago in 2019, there was a huge scandal as a famous American actor was lynched essentially by MAGA white supremacists in Chicago.
Jussie Smollett. Was that how you pronounce his name? Jussie Smollett?
Jussie Smollett. And it was investigated. It was investigated, and we couldn't find those MAGA white supremacists, but we found a couple of bodybuilders that were framed. Maybe they weren't white though; they were black, and they did admit to attacking Smollett, and they said he paid them. So the investigation kind of got inverted, where the victim somehow became the culprit. Do you remember this story?
Unfortunately, I do.
Well, there has been a development in this crime, this hate crime, and Jussie Smollett, his hate crime hoax conviction is now being overturned in a shock ruling. The actor claimed 2 men assaulted him, spouting racial homophobic slurs, and tossed a noose around his neck in downtown Chicago while he was filming Empire in 2019. And he was convicted of being full of shit and lying to everybody and wasting a bunch of police time. Well, the court ruled that the 42-year-old should not have been charged because of a non-prosecution agreement he had entered into in the Cook County Attorney's Office.
God almighty.
Yep.
It's so like that stupid. That was during that time when remember that stupid noose in Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR drivers, the black NASCAR drivers garage, and they said they had a noose in there. And what it ended up being was when they tie the string up to the whatever, sometimes they'll put it in a little knot. I mean, my dad ties those knots. It's not a noose. It's a type of knot. You know, if you want to have a loop that's like this big, so you can grab and the knot won't tighten. It's all most
people aren't 12 feet tall, so you have to reach up a little higher to get the garage
for
door.
A neck. It was like this big. It was enough for your fingers.
Just a handle, so you can reach up and grab it. The Cook County's state's attorney initially dropped the 16 charges of disorderly conduct against Smollier after he performed community service and forfeited a $10,000 bond. However, basically, public got word of this and were like, he just lied to all of America and said that MAGA racists attack him or whatever, and you guys are just gonna let him walk. And then public sentiment kind of turned around on that. So a special prosecutor was appointed to look into the case, and while it was later dropped, later concluded that there was substantial abuses of discretion in the state's attorney's office during the earlier round, and so he was then brought to trial and convicted. Well, now it's the Supreme Court's like, oh, but you entered into agreement. You entered into an agreement not to prosecute him, and then you prosecuted him. You can't have that. So his conviction is overturned. So
okay, whatever. I don't care. He's already damaged his reputation. Everybody already knows. Nobody cares about that anyway. Like Empire, his show. Yeah.
That show ain't no good anyways.
Do Good says eastern borders are with Poland and the Czech Republic. Okay.
Oh,
and then he says that there are very few people who want the United States of Europe. Most want to remain sovereign countries.
Good. I mean, honestly, be a bunch of independent countries. I
mean, look at the United States right now, like Texas and Kentucky. All right. And Colorado. Look at those 3 states. In Colorado, you can have marijuana and, all kinds of marijuana. And then you cross over to Kentucky and you're going to get in trouble. Illinois to Kentucky, you're going to get in trouble. Texas wants to be Texas and have their Texas laws. Kentucky wants to be Kentucky and have our Kentucky laws. But the head government says, no, this is still illegal. On a federal level, this is still illegal, but the states have come in and said, we don't care. It's not illegal in our state. So technically, the federal government could come into Colorado and raid all those places if they wanted to waste the money and do that, but it's very frivolous and people would get mad and it would completely disrupt the public. So
look,
so it's like we're in the United States of different countries as well. And that's how it was set up.
Officially for the state of Texas, I'm going to say, I don't give one shit what people in Colorado do. Just leave us alone and you guys do whatever you want. I would prefer you not abort 9-month-old babies or whatever, but I ain't getting involved in Kentucky politics. I ain't getting involved in Colorado. I don't care. Honestly, if I had my druthers, Texas would be its own country. But since we're winning the America right now, I'm happy to stay.
You know what? I think most Americans are like that. I don't give a crap what they're doing in Missouri. I don't give a crap what you're doing in Texas, because Texas is a completely different climate environment than me. You don't have the same problems that we have here in Kentucky. Okay. With all kinds of stuff. I have no idea. Homeowner stuff, environmental stuff, any kind of, it's all completely different.
Earthquakes. I really like
nothing.
Really,
you have nothing. So why do I care? Yeah. Right. I want you to be because you're an American. I want you to be.
Yeah.
I'll help you out if you need some help. You need some toilet paper and some baby wipes. Yeah, we'll send them. You need your power poles put back up because you had a hurricane come through. We'll send some boys down to do it.
Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry there were some real buttholes around here that were.
I know you
making hard times for. It's not my fault.
And there's buttholes everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere you go. I thought I had some stories I wanted to share with you. Oh, I got that AI story. I want to share this. Bill O'Reilly, he mentioned this, and we mentioned this about yesterday about the sale of MSNBC, and this thing's about 2 or 3 minutes long, but I want you to see what he said. Hang on, let me get to about the middle here. Bill O'Reilly is basically saying, he reveals that Comcast wants to throw MSNBC overboard because their hateful rhetoric is tanking NBC's views. So he basically, what he says is that because of all of the hate on MSNBC, viewers for what's his name's Nightly News. What's the guy on Nightly News now? I don't know what his name is. Anyway, the NBC Nightly News viewers are going down. That's like the mothership. And the mothership's views are going down because of one of these little squid arms is acting out of control. Lester Holt. So they want to get rid of this little squid arm, basically called MSNBC, because it's bringing down everything. And then I want you to hear what he says about The View.
I can't see anything. You're not sharing.
Duh. We can share the stupid screen because I'm a moron. I'm sorry.
You're not a moron. You're not a moron.
He knows that. And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View. And you saw that today or yesterday when Sonny Hassan had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment. The lawyers got in her, get Whoopi Goldberg's ear, and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter. She reads it. So it is over for these far left networks. Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart. Who benefits? News Nation may, but CNN, which is on the ropes too, will probably get some MSNBC viewers.
Okay, he's right about that. CNN has moderated itself 6 months before the election, a year before the election. CNN, which was also very far left, they got rid of Brian Stelter, though they brought him back a couple of years later. They have moderated CNN. I mean, like, I'm not giving a bunch of praise to CNN, but they went from far left to back to left of center, which is moderated. And they did that in advance of the election, which means that they are the less crazy because the MSNBC, they're straight bonkers. They're gone. They've lost their viewers. They're losing their viewers because people that were getting their news from MSNBC were getting lied to, and they were wrong, and they lost the election. And then they had to deal with like cognitive dissonance of like, how could these people be telling this every single day? And then like the entire world's upside down. Cognitive dissonance that broke. They can't watch. And Republicans, conservatives that were tuning into MSNBC right after the election was just for the laughs because these people were like straight dealing with just coping.
Yeah,
so
it was just for the laughs. It was just for the laughs. You're exactly
right. These what is her name? Rachel Maddow. Yeah,
yeah. That spike was just so folks could record it and make fun of her.
We wanted to literally steam coming out of people's ears.
We talked about Colorado a minute ago and New York. Once again, crazy living conditions in New York. Colorado is absolutely crazy as well. If you're looking to move to Kentucky, come on down, DM me. I'll put you in touch with a great realtor. But look at this one, JJ. This is about a minute long, and I want you to try to pay attention to what the Denver mayor is saying here. Okay, the reason I say try to pay attention to what he's saying is because I had to listen to this thing 3 times because of this guy. This guy is the deaf interpreter, the sign language interpreter. And I couldn't pay attention to this guy because of this guy.
Watch that guy. I'm watching that guy. No, watch
Thank
this
you
guy.
all so much for being here this morning. I'm here to talk a little bit about the devastating impact of the failure of Republican leadership in Congress this week to pass comprehensive immigration change and the impact that will have on both city budgets and on services that we can provide for newcomers in the city. The second is we will start to have to greenlight a set of hard decisions about budget reductions across the city to meet those costs that we know will continue to arrive. We want to talk about 2 of those today. While they're the first steps, they unfortunately will not be the last and may not be the hardest.
Why is
this is a plan for shared sacrifice. And so in terms of our first step on city cuts, we are announcing today we will make some changes both to our services at DMV and to our services on Parks and Rec.
Okay, so did you understand anything that he said?
I couldn't understand. What's up with the guy's face? Why is the guy doing so much stuff with his face?
So here's where my crazy tinfoil hat brain goes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I wanted to go out and deliver some really terrible information that was going to really tick some people off, and I know the people that pay attention are going to pay attention and they're going to get ticked off. All right. There's going to be some people that do, but most of the masses are not going to pay attention to what you say, and they're not going to get ticked off until like 3 or 4 months after when they finally figure it out. Really? Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a clown up here to grab your attention. I'm going to put an attention grabber in front of you. He didn't just sit there and do this. He was making faces and gestures and all this.
What was going on there? I've never seen
all
that.
of the sign language interpreters. This most animated guy was the guy that you put up here to deliver your speech on how you're cutting money for the city and programs for the city so that you can fund these newcomers, is what you called them. He says newcomers at the beginning. That's illegal aliens. Denver is cutting.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but I need to bring this up because I think what you and I are ignorantly running into here. This is straight ignorance on our part, but I think I figured it out already. How many times have people made fun of you because of your accent?
Well, not very often.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, JJ. I ain't got no accent.
I don't think that we should be. I think it's wrong of us to make fun of the sign language guy.
I'm not making fun of the sign language guy.
No, clown face, making expressions, or whatever. That's his accent. That's his accent.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
I wouldn't if you wanted to address the public. Are you gonna have me getting up there saying, "All right, Denver, what old Mikey boy here saying is that he's fixing to, you gonna have to stand in line a little longer down at the DMV because they're gonna cut a bunch of jobs, and then they're gonna give them to all these Mexicans that's come in here."
Yeah, newcomers.
I think that I would love to have a redneck interpret. We need to have a whole comedy channel where it's these guys and I redneck interpret what they're saying.
Rednecks read the news.
Rednecks read the news. I think that's what. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the show.
Let's try.
I'm Bubba. That's Jethro.
Let me just go to
Redneck News.
This experiment.
Jethro. Yeah.
Here we go. I'm on Just the News. I'm just going to read a headline here. I'm going to do my best. I'll take pointers or criticism. Comments below. Operation Warp Speed officials question that vaccine purity, worries that they may integrate with the DNAs.
You need to put on the the thick Texan.
Okay.
Texans kind of have that lazy, lazy Southern drawl. Redneck hillbillies, we can't talk like this,
It's fair. You're right.
Still got a lot of that old English in it.
How about this? Well, Donald Trump announces Pam Bondi as a new nominee for Attorney General after that Gates withdrawal.
Well,
is that better?
I heard that Gates boy, he was messing around with some girls, is what I heard.
They've been saying that stuff about him. I don't know if it's true or not.
Well, I don't know either. I don't pay attention to that. I think we got a winner.
We got a new segment. Rednecks read the news.
Rednecks read the news. I have one more story here for you, JJ. I had another one. It was the Matt Gaetz below. Yeah. One more story here for you. If you've got a little extra money and you're looking for something for Christmas, man, have I got a deal for you.
Oh,
man, do I have a deal for you. So yesterday at Sotheby's.
Here it is in all its splendor. We're going to begin.
This is what was sold yesterday at Sotheby's auction house in New York City. I'm not even making that up. That is not a piece of clay or a piece of, plaster or anything that's painted by the artist. That is a Chiquita banana that you can buy at Walmart, and a roll of probably Gorilla Tape or duct tape.
$800,000 at $800,000, $850,000 now. 850, 900,000. Thank you, sir. 1,100,000 is your bid, sir. 1,200,000, 1,300,000, 1,400,000, 1,500,000.
Well, we're not.
We are looking at an ordinary banana and an ordinary piece of duct tape. However, what makes the ordinary extraordinary is the intention of the artist who put this together.
Oh my God!
So looking for 4 there.
No, look! Look! Before we get to,
It's yours. Congratulations. Thank you very much indeed. Pedal number 17. Thank you very much indeed.
$6.2 million. So here is your deal. If you're looking for, I have an exact recreation down to the molecules of this that sold for $6.2 million, and it can be yours for the low price of only $150
right now. Deke, I'm going to auction something right now.
The first 5 people, because I was hungry this morning. 5.
No.
Is it still 6?
Deke,
5. There's 5 left.
Deke, I'm going to auction something right now. Right now. What I have here is a copy of the Constitution with a Pokemon bookmark. So put your bids in now, folks. You might be able to get this Constitution for free from your representative, and you might be able to find a Pokemon bookmark, but I put these two together.
But it's like what the guy said. What makes the ordinary extraordinary is the intention of the artist.
Mm-hmm.
And if that is not the biggest line of bullshit I have ever heard in my life,
you got to catch all your rights. Catch all your rights. Start the bidding at 100,000. 100,000.
That's a good deal. Is that the original Constitution? One of the originals?
It's very nearly one of the originals. It's very close to it.
It's very close. There's only one difference, and it's
actually
paper.
I actually got this from Louis Gomer about 20 years ago whenever I lived in East Texas. So I've actually had this copy of the Constitution forever. Nobody cares. Okay. All right. Can we do jokes? If you haven't figured it out, I have to go to the restroom. So
is that why you're rushing us long? I had a joke and I don't remember what it is now.
Hold on. Why did the kid throw the clock out the window?
You wanted to see time fly. Do better. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a better one than that one. That was like 1960. All right.
Guys, stop. Why do cats write notes? Nope, that's wrong. God, I have to pee so bad.
You want me to just tell a joke for you? All right. So
Please.
Thanksgiving is coming up. And after Thanksgiving, everybody likes to put up their Christmas tree. And last Christmas, we bought this artificial Christmas tree. And the guy behind the counter said, "Are you going to put it up yourself?" And I was like, "Don't be disgusting. I'm going to put it in the living room."
Okay. Yeah. Hey, did you hear the one about the 2 thieves that stole a calendar?
No.
They each got 6 months.
We need to work on those sound effects, Fred.
I know.
All right, go pee.
Bye, everybody.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your dog